Drunk Fish Gaming.
Hello and welcome to Drunk Fish Gaming.
I'm Fighting Drunk.
And I'm Lord Jim the Fish, hence the name.
Yeah, we thought we were quite clever with it.
Yeah, maybe.
We'll let them decide.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is our first video, and what we're going to do is talk you through the different content and the game modes within the front panel of the game.
Yeah, so we start with the campaign. So this, when you load up the game for the first time, you're taken through a tutorial which focuses on the campaign, and then starts to go to the other different parts afterwards. And the campaign itself is split into three different areas. So it's Dawn of the Order, Rage of the Clans, and Invasion of the Demons. So you start with the Dawn of the Order, and that's the first one that's open. Then eventually you'll get to the Rage of the Clans, and then go on to the Invasion of the Demons later on. So if we go into Dawn of the Order, you'll see there's essentially you go from mission to mission, trying to get 3 stars in those missions. And you will develop your characters as you go along, and then you'll start to unlock characters as well. Now, the story itself, if you're really into that, you can see all the cutscenes and so forth before the battle and after battle. Me personally, I tend to skip them because I just want to get straight into the battle. Yeah, I have no idea about the story, but for me, it's about getting to the battles. But yeah, but if you're into that, it's there. It's for you. What you'll find is you actually go through the missions. They are actually staggered, so you'll get to a point where they're too hard and you can't beat the people you fight. So at that point, you'll need to come out and then explore the other game modes. And then that just helps with your progression because you get to explore other areas. And as I think you go along as well, you unlock all the runes and things, and then you get to upgrade your powers and stuff, as well as upgrading levels to upgrade your characters. So there are no real character limitations on this, other than the campaign that you're in. So obviously you've got Dawn of Order, the clans, and the demons one. So there's different types of groups you can have with that. So those are the good things about the campaign.
Right, so some of the negative points about it. So, as Lord Jim mentioned, you can get stuck at certain points, and if you're really not leveling up your characters too much, this can really become disengaging for you. And that might put a lot of people off, the people that just want to play a campaign and get through to the end. The other bit is, if you're only focusing on this, there is potential that you're going to have slow growth on your accounts. So if you're not taking part in the raids, the arena, the tower, the tournaments, you're going to get a lot less gear, and it is going to become a lot harder for you to level up. Right, that's it for the campaign. Next up, we're talking about raids.
So yeah, so this is the raids. We consider this to be like the end game part of the game. It's the hardest part. You have to work as a team together. You can use any combination of characters to then fight the evil people. That was it Erachar, isn't it? Erachar's madness.
You're much better at pronouncing that than I am.
Yeah, God knows. So you can do a lot of playing around with your team in this setting, to try and maximise the damage. And also, I find as well that you need to try and not auto battle this. You need to be focusing on the Erachar or the other main bad guys, because the other guys that just turn up are just distraction, just wasting damage. Although they may give you a little bit of sort of damage back, it's not as significant as the boss you're fighting. So yeah, so those are the good things.
Right. So again, going over the negatives of this. So first of all, it's not something you can do every day, unless your guild is maxing out on their 800 tickets for all 25 members, and you're only doing tier 1, which gives the lowest level of rewards. Secondly, it's repetitive content. It is the same thing.
It's a little bit boring. You're just like, I'm just churning this for the rewards. Yeah.
So you can see there's currently 7 tiers of this one raid. It doesn't actually change with the different tiers. It is just different health on the bosses, different damage outputs from them. So it is just doing the same thing with higher level characters. And the third thing is, even though you could be focusing on it, you might not get the best rewards still. I know in our guild there are people that are a lot higher levels than us, and they just smash through as much as they can, and they'll always get ranks 1 to 3 covered, so locks it out for everyone else.
Sad face. All that loot, I don't care.
Okay, so third game mode is the arena.
Yes, so the arena. So this is where you can compete against random people. It's your PvP area of the game. gives you lots of room to grow your characters, but then also your style and your theory crafting. So pick the right team depending on who you're going to battle against. They're pretty straightforward. You get a certain amount of tickets a day, and then you can then once they're reset, you can then play again. You do get rewards for this, and this is then received in your mail, I think, isn't it?
Yeah.
Which you can then spend those points in the store specifically for the arena.
Yeah. So, a couple of the negative points about this. In the early part of the game, this is going to become quite difficult to actually get the higher ranks in. You'll be against people with a lot better geared characters, a lot more stars, etc. So you're really going to have to work to get up to those top tier rewards. And the second bit is, even though you might have the exact same gear and stars on your characters as someone else, if they're modding better, not modding, if they're putting better runes on it, this isn't Galaxy of Heroes. So if their runes are better than yours, they could have just got lucky with what they've been getting from the drops when they were farming them. That's nothing to do with your gameplay. That's going to really be a hindrance to you when trying to do your climbs. Okay, so that's it.
The arena, isn't it?
That's it for the arena.
Okay, so welcome to the tower. This is your standard tower where you progress up a series of challenges, progressively getting harder to beat your enemies. You get 18 battles a day that you can go through. And then there's some side rooms you can see at levels 3, 6 and 9, which have specific requirements for characters you need to play, but the ones in the middle are just any character you like. So the rewards are really, really good. So you're going to get the tickets that allow you to then upgrade your special powers for each of your characters. And then it's worth noting that actually as you battle, if you're losing, you can actually back out, and then your characters will not be damaged, and you can go reset your team or upgrade or whatever, and then come back into that battle, and then you can run through that. So that's the good things about the tower.
Right, so now the negative bits. So there's 18 battles. That can take a significant amount of time. What I've been finding as well is most of my levels are against orc teams. They can be quite long to face, so therefore that extends the time even further. And this is all based on your arena shard, so you'll be fighting people that you're also facing in the arena, and a lot of those teams at the moment will be the same. As people have been facing or focusing on orcs a lot, there will be a lot of orc teams. As the game progresses though, I expect this is going to become a lot more varied, and hopefully will become a lot more fun than I'm currently having with it. Right, so on to tournaments.
That's right.
So
welcome to tournaments. As if you've played this, you'll know that there's always a tournament going on, and it's a very good way to get some good rewards if you have the right requirements. So you'll note that if you go to participate, you'll see. Actually, do it. You see down at the bottom, you then got Voran, the Trickster, and then Defender, and then Goblin, and then the specific requirements. So hopefully you'll have those, but if you don't, you then can't compete. And it's, as fighting drunk will cover in a second. That's slight challenges. So you can do well on this without a huge amount of input, because you can just start a tournament, do a couple of battles, but actually then people will actually battle you whilst you're not playing. So actually, if they lose, they will then you'll be bumped up without even playing, which is really, really good.
Yeah.
So negative stuff.
Yeah. So as Jim mentioned, there are requirements on this, and if this is a game mode that you're really engaged in, but you don't quite have the characters required, you're going to have to sit it out, and there's a couple of days where you're not going to be able to play it. Also, you're going to be fighting people with varied levels. I seem to find I'm around level 53 at the moment. I'm facing people up to about level 60, which is becoming increasingly more difficult. So you might end up getting stuck. At the moment, I don't think I can really do any further battles in this one, because when I go against teams, they're all much higher levels, and the chances of winning are a lot lower. So that's tournaments. The last two bits from the home screen is challenges and events. So let's go into challenges. These are things that will come up every day. On a Sunday, all of them will be available. Every other day, you only have certain ones. Keep an eye on it. There's a lot of good things in there, a lot of ways to earn more XP tomes, extra gold, etc. So it's worth just doing them. And as you progress, there are higher tiers in them where you get higher rewards. So make sure you're doing the best you can within that. Yeah.
So I think that's
Events
now. So you'll see here that there are varying things that come up. Usually rewards for just spending gold or spending energy, which is actually quite helpful. It's like an added benefit.
Yeah.
And then there's a few specific challenges in there you may come up against, but the rewards are generally good. So make sure if you see that little red dot on the events, make sure you go in there, because it's usually because you can participate in something, you'll get some good rewards. Yeah.
Right. So that is everything from the homepage. Hopefully you like this video. We'll be uploading a lot more over the next week. So if you did like it, please subscribe, drop a comment, leave a like on the video.
Yeah, see you in the next video.
Bye.
Bye.